From Anshei Sphard-Beth Emeth Congregation, it's time to take 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parshat Tetzaveh, Daily Inauguration. We have in this Parsha the inauguration of the Mishkan, of the Tabernacle, of the very first sanctuary, which eventually became the Beit HaMikdash, the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. And in order to inaugurate that, they had to go through various procedures. One is that Zet Asher Taseh Al HaMizbeach, chapter 29, verse 38, that they had to bring the daily offering. So you say, well, that's not an inauguration, that's the daily offering. You see, beforehand they had Shivat Yemei Miluim. 7 days where the various sacrifices are brought, and it's a special ceremony of these 7 days. That's fine, it's an inaugural ceremony. But here it says, and on the altar, you bring the daily offering. So, is it an inauguration, or is it a daily offering? Which one is it? In fact, the rabbis say that Moshe began, the 7 days, he was the one who served and did all the service. And then after that, it's brought as a daily offering. It doesn't even say that it's an inaugural. It just says this is what you do every day. It almost seems like this is the Parsha of the Tamid. This is what is in Parshas Pinchas, where we read on Rosh Chodesh, that every day you bring 2 offerings, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And for that reason, today we have Shachris in the morning, Mincha in the afternoon. So remember that. It doesn't seem to be inauguration, and yet it's in the context of inauguration. That's what it's talking about. Similarly, at the end of the Parsha, we have it tells us to build an incense altar, a golden altar, and then it tells you that you should bring the Torah every morning and tamid, forever. Every morning, every afternoon, you bring some incense. You bring the Torah. And again, the question is this inaugural or is this procedural? Is this annual, daily, a daily kind of an offering? So that's a question. Now, the Parsha generally is about the big day kuna, the garments of the Kohen. And these garments also play a dual role. This is what you have to put these garments on them in order to sanctify them. So by putting the garments on, and this is part of the inauguration, to take them and to dress them, to show that he's holy. He's Aaron. From now on, this is Aaron. This is a high priest, and this is a regular priest. And it sanctifies them. It fills their hands. It puts them into official office. But on the other hand, they're just Kohanim wearing their clothes that they're supposed to wear. So it's just procedural. It's not inaugural. In general, how does a vessel become holy? You say, oh, that's one of the vessels of the sanctuary. Be careful. Or that's just a regular vessel, you brought it from home. Well, if you use it for an offering, you fill it with the blood or with the flour or whatever it is, at that point becomes a kli sharis, it becomes holy. Same thing. Are you using it or you're inaugurating it? It's the same thing. You're inaugurating which you're using it, which in turn inaugurates it. The Gemara in Chagiga, page 6a, also talks about an inaugural offering that at Mount Sinai, Olat Tamid Hasuya Bahar Sinai. When we say in Pinchas, talk about the daily offering, it says that this offering was done at Mount Sinai. And according to one opinion in the Gemara, it's talking about when the children went out and they brought the offering at Mount Sinai, that was the daily offering. And the Gemara in Krisus says that how do we know that when a Jew converts, he needs to have a bris milah, and he needs to go to the mikveh, and he needs to bring an offering? Because the Jews went to the mikveh, whether it's at Mount Sinai, the Jews had the bris milah before Sinai, before they ate the Paschal lamb, and the Jews had the daily offering. The daily offering. So the daily offering was the conversion of the Jewish people to become Jews. And then again, you say, no, the daily offering is just a daily offering. So what does it mean? It means that there are many things which the first time you did it, that changed your life. That meant that you were a person who was bringing this offering, a person who put on its tefillin for the first time, a person who went to Israel for the first time. It inaugurated you in that. Afterwards, it became normal. You always pray, you always put on your tefillin, you always keep Shabbos, you always go to Israel, you always go to the kotel. So there's the inaugural moment, and then there's what becomes a daily routinized moment. What the Torah is asking us is that every day when we bring the daily offering, let it not be a routinized moment, let it be an inaugural moment, let it be even a conversionary moment, let it be a born-again moment, a moment which reenacts, which reminds us of the very inauguration at the very beginning of our service to God. Parshat Tzav talks similarly about the Kohen. The Kohen has a certain offering that he brings on the very first day of his service. Any Kohen brings it, asirit haifa, solim mincha, a little measure of flour that they bring, 1.5 in the morning, half in the evening. They bring it to inaugurate any Kohen as a Kohen. The Kohen Gadol is the Kohen Gadol, the high priest. And it's also the high priest's daily offering. That's how the rabbis understood it, that it must be brought tamid, it must be brought every day. That the high priest had to bring this every day. But it's his inaugural offering. What we're asking the high priest is that every day you inaugurate yourself again. You initiate yourself again. You know, we have a lot of things that can become routinized in Judaism. We have the daily prayers, morning, shacharis, mincha, mar. If we could imagine every day saying the shacharis as an inaugural prayer, as a conversionary prayer, how meaningful it would be. That's the goal in Judaism, to take the daily and turn it into the very first time you ever did it, and turn it into a moment that converts you from who you are before you did it to who you were after. This is what this parsha is. It's an intermingling of inauguration and routine and dailiness and constancy. Because in order to maintain the constant in a fresh way, we need to do it each day with a sense of renewed purpose, a sense of inauguration and fresh beginnings. Thank you for joining us here in the discussion of Parshat Tetzaveh. Join us each week for the discussion of the Parsha, various holidays, and thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit asb.org.